Many GMs are worried that if they give their players fun magic items or skills, they won't be able to kill them. The players will be too powerful, and the sacred balance of the game will be lost. These GMs shouldn't be worried. They can still fulfill their purpose of killing the players. If the players are level 3, but have so much stuff that they're as strong as a level 10 party, that's fine. It's okay. There are plenty of CR10 monsters to throw at them. And besides, players like being powerful. They like defeating high-level enemies and mowing through low-level enemies. Players like having unique magical items that are exclusive to their characters. It's fun. No sacred balance has been disturbed. There are also plenty of challenges, especially moral challenges, that have nothing to do with powers or the character sheets. For example, there is no stat which will tell the player, how should I distribute the food in this village, considering that winter is coming and food is scarce? Do the people who can bid the most get the most food? Do we do it equally, which every person gets the same amount of food? Do we give people who need more food more food? Players can't use their skills or their stats to solve this problem. They have to think about what their character would do, how this world functions, and how their decisions will influence it. Most specifically, they need to think about what is the right thing to do. They need to have an opinion, and when this happens, players start role-playing. Welcome back, everybody. This is GDS. I want to make this hopefully quick video about the idea of game balance. Now, most of what I have to say I already said in the intro to this video because I respect your time and I want to give you the most useful stuff up front. But there's still more for me to say, and certainly, don't get me wrong, it's bad to have one player significantly more powerful than all the other characters in the party. In this case, notice it's not the game balance that's been thrown off. Instead, it's the balance between the players who are playing the game. It feels unfair if Alice has the same level as everybody else, but also has 2 extra spell slots for no reason. This is true even if it makes sense given the events of your world, and even if everyone at the table is friends. This is a fact. It feels unfair. Whether it is actually unfair is irrelevant. There are a few extra things I want to say about game balance. Specifically, as I've alluded to, I don't think most campaigns have a problem with game balance. But if you read online forums, especially stuff like Reddit, you'd think everyone has them. Many people online, especially those who have only played D&D 5th edition, seem to think that 5e has a delicate, sacred balance that will be thrown off with the slightest change. These people believe, implicitly, that the rigorous design process of 5th edition indicates that its creators are all-knowing and that the game is perfect. Of course, they will never say those exact things when questioned, but you'll notice that all their arguments are predicated on those assumptions. These people will tell you that whatever changes you want to make to your game are wrong. Since they assume that the game is perfect, the issues you want to address with your changes are either 1. Non-issues, which you have mistakenly identified as issues, or 2. Changes that cannot be made without making the game overall worse. Because the game is already the best version of itself, and whatever issues exist must exist for the game to be so. In Voltaire's novel Candide, Dr. Pangloss, deformed by a disease called syphilis, says that syphilis is a necessary ingredient in the best of possible worlds, which is the world that we live in. He says, "It was a thing unavoidable, a necessary ingredient in the best of worlds. For if Columbus had not caught in an island in America this disease, which contaminates the source of generation and frequently impedes the propagation of itself, and is evidently opposed to the great end of nature, we should have neither chocolate nor cochineal." When in this novel the city of Lisbon is hit by a massive earthquake, Dr. Pangloss says that all this is for the very best end. And if there is a volcano at Lisbon, it could be in no other spot. For it is impossible, but things should be as they are, for everything is for the best. The internet apologists are Dr. Pangloss, only their world is D&D, and their god is Wizards of the Coast. I think this happens because long-standing games and communities have established expectations corresponding to rules that have been solidified in the minds of these gamers for years. I think this is why they are so averse to the potential of those games being changed or critiqued, especially those mechanics which have existed for a long time through several editions of the game. People who have been playing this game for a very long time consider themselves, obviously, very rational people. If some rule in this game needs to be changed because it's problematic or has an issue or is in any way bad, and they have been following this rule this entire time playing this game, then this means that they are stupid. Undeniably. But they are very rational and not stupid. So whatever critique or whatever issue the change is trying to address must be wrong at all costs. Do I really think that someone would fall for this kind of intellectual delusion? Here, I'm afraid I must disappoint. Yes, I do think this is happening. Now, when you put it as I did before, it sounds silly, and that's mainly because it is. But I think many genuine intellectual delusions that we know exist sound silly when they're actually explained through. If you are a DM or a GM and you want to make a small or even a radical change to your game, I am giving you permission to do so. And I'm giving you permission to ignore the internet apologists who will say otherwise. As long as you and your players are having fun, and most importantly, you are still able to kill your players, then everything is fine. And if not, there is nothing stopping you from rolling back your changes or revising your changes, as long as you explain to your players why you're doing so, or just lie about it so you can kill them again. Don't worry, it is not metagaming, it's simple communication with your players. I hope you liked this video about game balance. I think the main thesis of this video is that it is very rare for there to be problems with game balance, and even when there are, they are extremely easy to either fix or roll back. Have fun with your players and don't let internet apologists convince you to do anything else. Whatever change you want to make to the game is okay. There is no sacred balance which will be disturbed. Wizards of the Coast designed their game to be played in thousands of tables. You only need your change to work in one. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And we have a Discord, which you should join if you like to talk about anything related to tabletop RPGs or adjacent topics. That's pretty much it. Oh, smash the bell. I know you need to say that. I can't tell you how much that helps because I don't know. I don't have insights to the algorithms. I'll see you later.